Hello everyone, I am Joseph Ekin, Assistant Professor, Assam Downtown University. Today I am going to discuss about some applications of UV visible spectroscopy. So spectroscopy, it is interaction of electromagnetic radiation with a matter. A matter can be ion, atoms or molecules. So some applications you can say like qualitative analysis. For qualitative analysis we have determination of purity and identification of the compound, what is the compound, and after that we have quantitative analysis. For quantitative analysis we can see, all of you know that quantitative means determination of the quantity by using UV spectroscopy or UV visible spectroscopy. Then we have structural studies. We can determine the structural study, carry out the structural studies by UV. For structural studies using UV spectroscopy, that is the detection of geometrical isomers and detection of organic compounds. After that, in structural studies, we have by using visible spectroscopy. Here we can determine the study of organic and inorganic compound, and we can study of inorganic complexes. After that, different type of applications like analysis of organic compounds, study of hydrogen ion concentration, spectrophotometric titration also we can carry out, and determination of molecular weight by using UV, and determination of rate of reaction with this chemical kinetics we can study by using UV. So first one we have this is qualitative analysis. So in case of qualitative analysis, the first one is a determination of purity. So the impurities are present in the sample, we can detect by using this UV absorption spectrum. By the by we can carry out any experiment by using UV, and from this absorption spectrum we can detect the impurities present in the sample. Some factors are there. From there we can determine, that is the presence of any additional peaks in the spectrum, then enhance the peak intensities, and by measuring the absorption of the sample at specific wavelength. For example, you can say the common impurity in cyclohexane is benzene, which can be detected by its absorbance at 255. So like that you can determine the impurities. So this is the determination of purity. After that we have identification of the compound. We can identify the compound. So compounds containing lone pair of electron or conjugated double bonds absorbs UV radiation and gives characteristics absorption spectrum, and unknown compound can be identified by comparing its absorption spectrum with that of standard, and used for the aromatic compound and conjugated olefins. After that we have quantitative analysis. In this the concentration and amount of drug present in a sample solution as well as its percentage purity is determined. So quantitative means we can determine the concentration or amount. The methods are there like absorbance factor method, then direct comparison method, and calibration curve method we have. So quantitative estimation by using UV. Visible is also there by using UV. Like if you are taking a drug like ampicillin and solvent, you can use water, and wavelength is means for the ampicillin the lambda max is 325. So you can determine. Then griseofulvin, for that you can use the ethanol, and wavelength is 291 nanometer. And for paracetamol for solvent you can use 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide, and for paracetamol the wavelength you can use 257. After that one for UV, and now it's for visible spectroscopy. Here the estimation of metals and functional groups you can determine. So metallic elements, ions, functional groups, estimated by coupling them with a suitable chromogenic reagent, which absorbs visible light, and the amount of light absorbed by above proportional to their concentration. And this is the for visible. Here you can see the lambda max is more than 400. For digitoxin solvent you can use alcohol, and chromogenic reagent you can say alkaline picric acid. And lambda max you here you can use 495 nanometer. And argometry in tartarate is there. Solvent you can use tartaric acid, and chromogenic reagent you can use para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde, and lambda max of 578 nanometer. So yeah, this is it. And the remaining applications I am going to explain in my next video. Thank you.